Good afternoon. Today is February the 25th, 2018, and I'd like to introduce myself. I am Anna Perdue, and I have wanted to do something to help with what is going on with our nation. For this reason, I am starting this website and this YouTube site, which is Patriot-USA, and I consider myself a patriot, and I really want to defend our president. The attacks have been horrible. It's just been painful for me to watch these attacks. In addition, the division that is going on in our country. So I want to do my part to try to help, and that's why I've started this YouTube channel, Patriot-USA. And I hope that I can reach at least one person. If I can reach one person, then this is a success. And just a little bit about what I hope to accomplish. I hope that each day that I record a video, and hopefully I can do one every day. If not, I plan to do at least one every few days. And I'd like to touch on whatever is really the hot topic for the world news. Then I'd like to go from that and touch on a hot topic for what's going on nationally. And then touch on maybe some buzz that's going on within some of the social media channels. To get started today, we all know that the Olympics have been going on, and that's been a really exciting time. We also know that Kim Jung Un's sister she stole the spotlight with mainstream media there for a while. Well, Kim Jung Un is not too happy right now, as our president has put stricter sanctions on Kim Jung Un, and he's not very happy about that. Of course, we don't expect him to be. But he is threatening, he's making some threats against us for putting these sanctions. And he says here, "We came to possess nuclear weapons, the treasured sword of justice, in order to defend ourselves from such threats from the United States." The statement read, adding that we will consider any type of blockade an act of war against us. Well, friends, this is pretty concerning because Kim Jong Un he's known for being kind of a madman, and not kind of, he's very much a madman. We all know the atrocities that he's caused in his country and the things that he has done. So he's really messing with the lion, because our president is not going to play around. And so President Trump has said if the sanctions don't work, that we will have to go into phase 2. And phase 2 may be a very tough thing. It may be unfortunate for the world. So that leaves a lot of speculation. But there is definitely some new tensions rising, and I felt like this was certainly worthy of sharing this with everyone. And then we had the Parkland shooting, which nobody's really supposed to talk about. But this came out today, and I really feel like it needs to be shared. There's a teacher, Stacy Lipple. She was a teacher. She was shot in the arm, and here it is, Stacy Lipple right here. And she was shot in the arm there at the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. And she's talking now. She said that whoever shot her had full armor on. And let's listen to this for a minute. I'll let you listen to what she has to say. if it'll play. Hold on.
As students filed into the hallway, she heard gunfire. The killing had begun.
I was about 2 feet away from my door. All of a sudden I heard gunshots in the stairwell, which is about 20 feet away from my room. And then kids were screaming and then running back towards me and towards the end of the hallway. So I just went in this very strange autopilot mode where I pivoted on my feet. I unlocked my door, and the kids just started pouring in my room. I don't know how many kids were in there, but I was pulling them and getting them in and shouting at them to get in the room. And then I suddenly saw the shooter about 20 feet from me, standing at the end of the hallway, actively shooting down the hallway, just a barrage of bullets. And I'm staring at him thinking, why is the police here? This is strange, because he's in full metal garb, helmet, face mask, bulletproof armor, shooting this rifle that I've never seen before. I don't know when I decided it was the right time to close the door. I grabbed the handle with both hands, and that's when I got nicked, or grazed, or whatever you call it.
A bullet hit your arm.
Yes. As I'm closing my door, I'm shouting at my next-door neighbor, Mr. Scott Beagle, to close this door. And he's the kind of man that would just keep that door open a little longer. You know, he's all about the kids, you know, but he couldn't see the shooter. I had a good visual of him, which is why I yelled at him to shut his door now.
35-year-old teacher Scott Beagle among the 17 murdered on Marjorie Stoneman Douglas's campus.
I heard him shoot a barrage of bullets into Mr. Beagle's room. And then he came to my room and shot about 4 or 5 shots into my room, breaking the glass of my door. There's a rectangular piece of glass. And I heard him continuously shooting down the hallway. And I never really knew when he left because we just thought he was still there.
Once you all were inside the classroom, you were with your students.
Yes.
Covering them, kind of like a mother hen.
Yes. Clutching. I think I left fingerprints in one girl. Giving eye contact to other kids who were shaking and freaking out, and I'm mouthing, it's okay, it's okay. It was so quiet, and then all of a sudden I hear helicopters outside, far, far in the distance, it seemed to me. Police officers far, far in the distance. Kids were screaming in the hallway for help. We're trained not to let anybody in the room, and I would say a good 45 minutes went by, maybe an hour, and when we heard the SWAT team come on the floor, but I still didn't trust that it was them, because they were banging on the doors. Police let us in. No one got up. And then they just let themselves in and got us out, and on the way out, that's when I saw Mr. Beagle laying on the ground, and I saw my students laying on the ground. I lost 2 students, and other bodies and carnage everywhere. It was the most awful sight I've ever seen. It's like from a movie.
How are you dealing, having seen...
My question is, how in the world did this young fella, Nicholas Cruz, get this full armor on after he had climbed? He took an Uber to the school, and he had 1 minute to put the full armor on. I'm sure it's possible. But anyway, according to this segment on Good Morning America on ABC today, he apparently had full armor on. What you all, it's up to you. You speculate. I don't want to speculate. You can speculate, but I have my own opinions on this, and I think it's awfully strange. And on to the chatter today on Twitter. That's I guess the gossip column. Lynn de Rothschild. She is the heiress of the most powerful family in the world. And we all know them to be the globalist king and queens of the universe. Well, something must be going on. I know Q has been making mention of her several times, and it's very possible that there's some screws being tightened on her. So she comes up with this excuse about leaving Twitter and deleting her Twitter account. And I saw this last night, but apparently her Twitter account is still up. So she says, "Not that it matters to anyone but me, but I am deleting my Twitter app after this last tweet To think that Russians have been using all of us to sow discord and destroy America is repulsive to me, and I refuse to take part. The hate and anger on Twitter is out of control. Goodbye, Twitter. Well, if she thinks there's hate and anger, she got a few little funny comments. And tiny boxes kind of put, good, later, see ya, and shows a picture of her with no sleep. and says, call on line 1 from a Mr. Anon. He says he can hear you breathing. Then here's another. You see, if I don't delete my Twitter now, I will be memed to death. Perfect. She looks like she needs a little water. Little, she looks like she needs one of my MREs, meals ready to eat, with the freeze-dried fruits, but set out in the sun and spoiled. Anyway, I hate to say it, but she deserves it. This woman has done some very evil things and has been part of a very evil, evil empire with the intent on destroying, completely destroying our country and actually destroying the world. And the final thing I wanted to share with you all is about the milk thistle. And this is something that I would love to see if I can blow this up for you. Milk thistle is a great, it's an antioxidant. I have tons of milk thistle in my yard. You guys may see it. A lot of times it starts to grow in your grass and it's really prickly and you have to take gloves to pull it up because it has little thorns all over it. It's really ugly in the grass. But once you let it grow, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And I had an entire hill filled with it. And it attracts the hummingbirds. Oh, I had so many hummingbirds on it last year, and butterflies. It's really beautiful. But as far as a health for us, it is a natural herb that has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. It's commonly used to detoxify the body, especially the liver. So for those of you who like to drink a lot, it's a good idea to take you some milk thistle after you had a lot to drink. It'll help a hangover. But milk thistle has been used for over 2,000 years. Milk thistle benefits work by drawing toxins out of the body that can cause a range of symptoms and diseases, including cancer, high cholesterol, diabetes, kidney stones, gallbladder problems, chemotherapy issues. Again, it's great for hangover, skin damage. It's also powerful with other nutrients like vitamin E and vitamin C, which can fight free radical damage and help slow the aging process. And the biggest thing is really for the liver. And the liver is a huge organ in our body that has a lot of functions. So milk thistle is really beneficial for detoxifying your body. And anyway, I'd like to leave on that note and leave with a great tip. If you guys have enjoyed this video and if I've given you some information that you think is helpful, or if you would like to ask me to do some research on topics, I'd love to do the research. So just hit that subscribe button, and when the little bell pops up, click the bell and you can get my notifications as soon as they come in. And then also give me a thumbs up. That helps me get more views. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video, and I look forward to sharing many more with you. Everybody have a wonderful Sunday.